Hello Internet and welcome back to our ToME series. We're playing as a dwarf berserker called Trilman, and in the last episode we killed a boss or a named creature or something. I think he was an ogre or a troll, I don't remember, but we're going to be... Oh, that's right, we found all these pink weird named things that I feel like we haven't earned. Prox's lucky halfling foot. Oh no. A large hairy foot, very recognizably a halfling's, is strung on a piece of thick twine. In its decomposed state, it is hard to tell how long ago it parted from its owner, but from what looks like teeth marks around the ankle, you get the impression that it wasn't given willingly. It has been kept somewhat intact with layers of salt and clay. Oh man. But in spite of this, it's clear that nature is beginning to take its toll on the dead flesh. Some say the foot of a halfling brings luck to its bearer. Right now, the only thing you can be sure of is that it stinks. That's really funny. I really appreciate this. This is so halflings in a lot of games get some kind of lucky trait. I don't know if that's true in this game. I don't actually know if there are halflings. I didn't even look. I hate halflings. If you played Age of Wonders 3 at any point, the halflings get a lucky skill which makes them basically just avoid all damage for free, which was deeply frustrating. Never been a fan of halflings, although I do prefer the term halfling to the term hobbit. We also found the Summertide Phial, a small crystal phial that captured sunlight during the summertide. Also a cloud collar. This hat's broad brim protects you from harsh sunlight and sudden storms. Anything else? And we will pick up some of this stuff. Lucky halfling foot. When wielded / worn, what slot? It's the tool slot, which is where our pickaxe is currently. I think we're wearing a pickaxe. Gives +5 defense, which is pretty good. +5 luck, which, you know, I just don't know the game well enough. +5 trap disarming bonus. Detects traps, removes 25% chance. Up to 3 stuns, pins, or dazes each turn. Okay. That sounds good. I don't know what our other item gives. We'll look at that in a moment. Phase Door, we're still not interested in Phase Door. Sun Infusion is the blinder one. We don't want that. The Summertide Phial is a light object. It gives +30% light resistance, +10% light damage, 4 light radius, and +10% healing modifier. Now, that sounds really good, but the light we currently have gives us about 40 HP, and I'm still reluctant to give up that amount of hit points, even though this doubles our light radius. The thing is, we don't do light damage. I haven't seen anything that deals light damage that I'm aware of, so I don't know about this. And then the Cloud Collar is a hat, a cloth hat, which can be used to activate Call Lightning, costing 20 power out of 30 power, so we can only use it once, presumably. And then I guess it refills over time. Range 10, instantaneous, travel speed. Maybe the travel speed of the lightning. Calls forth a beam of lightning, doing 18 to 56 damage. It is a beam, so it would penetrate multiple enemies. Damage will increase with your mind power. I mean, I think just because we're melee, we don't necessarily want some of this stuff. But we will look at some of these in a moment. Hidden Treasure Quest. Okay? Go away. I don't want this. The way to the treasure is to the east, but beware, death probably awaits there. Find a tattered page scrap. Perhaps this is part of a diary entry. Writing this in a tree, and he's at the bottom of it waiting. His club is the size of a tall dwarf. Don't think I'm going to make it. Alongside the note is a part of a plan of the region. So do we read that? I don't see that. Is it in our journals? Is there like a map? It just says... Should be away on the 3rd level of the Trollmire. It looks extremely dangerous. Beware. So I don't think we want to do that if it looks extremely dangerous, because we are, not awesome. We're level 8 is what the loading menu told me. So we are increasing in level, but we're not, godlike or anything. We're still just a dwarf berserker. Is on cooldown. Okay. So some of these dazed effects seem to put us on cooldown with our abilities, even if we're not actually on cooldown. Is this to the treasure? Oh, I want to go just because it's treasure, but maybe we'll come back later. Hostile, okay. Kill the poison ivy. Just going to continue exploring this area until we've found everything that we can find. And 3 turns spotted to the east. Hello, wolf. Anybody else? Another wolf. Yep. I know I said in the last episode that I was putting it off, but I thought, you know, might as well just do it and get it out of the way. We're going to have to drop some of our stuff. We're not going to drop any of the pink named items because they strike me as being probably very valuable. I'm guessing that these are random artifacts that just have a chance to drop from any named. We should probably look at our gear and make some comparisons on whether we want to swap things out. 41 max life, so 374 down to 333 in exchange for a little bit of a bigger light radius. I don't know how valuable light radius even is in this game because I mostly just use auto explore. It would give us more time to react to the enemy, but the reality is that if the enemies don't know that we're there, broader light would just alert them to us, and then if they're retreat type enemies, they would just run away, I think. So having a bigger light radius is not necessarily beneficial. I think we would rather bump into enemies up close and have, you know, instead of having to try and manually close the ground. And then the other item was a tool item. What was the tool item? The Lucky Foot. Gives 5 defense, 5 luck, 5 trap disarming, and has a chance to remove physical maladies multiple times per turn, or up to 3 every turn, and then it has a cooldown of 6, but that still seems really good. Damage plus 4%, armor penetration plus 5, damage when hit. That's right, this gives us that really good damage shield ability in conjunction with the armor that we're wearing. I think that's more valuable because every time we're hit, we're dealing 26 points of damage just from our equipment. And I think taking that away, I think the luck is probably really valuable. It doesn't say luck anymore. I thought it said, oh, plus 5 luck. Yeah, I just don't think that that's that valuable compared to something like that. Having, 20 plus damage just from standing around seems really good. So I think we will continue exploring until we've cleared the area, and then we're going to head to town and try to sell our things just to clear out our inventory, and we'll find a new location to scour. Item, regular pickaxe, no. Regular pickaxe, no. Exit to the treasure. I don't think we want that. I think we want to go back to the world screen, and instead of backtracking multiple levels, we're just going to activate our Rod of Recall, and we'll pop out to the world map, and we'll just stand here, I guess, until that fires. And there we go, back to the world map. Let's head to this town again. Stride into this area without a second thought. While stifling a yawn, you feel your time might be spent better elsewhere. So maybe that means there's no encounter on the world map that is threatening to our current level. I think those are like level feelings from Angband. They give you an idea of whether you're in an area that you're likely to survive or not. So they do sell for some more gold, but not like a profound amount like I expected them to. It looks like gold items. No, because these are really cheap. It does look like the named items have higher prices in general, but it's not anything amazing. We're also wielding a special weapon, so I don't think we need to look through all the weapons to see if we have anything better. The boots we didn't want to give up because of their high armor rating. We could replace a cloak. Do we have any cloak items? Does not look like it. And we could maybe replace our gauntlets. Plus 11 accuracy seems really good though. So I don't know, unless we found another one with, these are not interesting to us as a melee character, a martial character. So we're just gonna sell everything, which hopefully is not a mistake. But it's been done at this point, so you can feel free to leave me a comment about how I made a really poor decision. But for the time being, that's where we're at. Any of these infusions, I don't know if they update when we leave the town or if a certain amount of time has to pass. I'm not seeing anything actually of health. Plus 40 max life. Does it scale with anything? It does not. So unfortunately that's worse than the one we already have. If we could find a different I mean, if we had found something else with the health tag, like let's say we found gloves with the health tag or boots or whatever, we could have replaced our lantern with that file, but it just doesn't interest me very much. Ruins of Corpol. Sure, let's go into another dungeon. The zone is too easy for you that you can stroll to the last level with ease. I guess that means we wouldn't get experience from these monsters. Let's stroll? What does that mean? So we just jump to the last level. Does it say somewhere what level we're on? Use talents. What? Oh. Yeah, no. I already know this stuff. That's fine. So I guess we just jumped to the boss floor. You're resting. Press enter when... Okay. Object scene. Dagger of dampening. Sure. So we don't... Basically, if we stroll, we don't get any of the loot from the first couple levels. But I'm presuming that we're too beefy for the level anyway, so we wouldn't get experience. So it's a question of, do you want to spend the time to get the experience and maybe not get the loot, basically. Trilman killed Thief. He looked special. I thought maybe he was named as well. It's really hard for... a lot of thieves. More thieves. Okay. Let's just beat them to death. Yep, there's a bunch of them. Let's try cleaving. No, nobody's there anymore. Okay, we'll pick up the fire. We'll pick up the Mana Surge rune, which again is not interesting to us as a melee character. Not sure why there were so many thieves. Oh, there are more. I don't know if there's like a vault here somewhere that's just packed full of thieves. Yeah, cut my hair. Just seemed like needed to be done. I had long hair there for a little while. I used to wear long hair all the time, but as I've gotten older, I don't really as much. Hair's thinning a little bit, not gonna lie. So, figured I'd buzz it all off. No big deal. Takes a lot longer than I would like, but I would rather do it myself than go spend, $10 to get someone to buzz my head. Doesn't really make sense to me to pay someone to do something I can do myself when I have clippers and everything. So, yep, cut my hair. Hello, dragon. Storm Drake Hatchling. Drake Hatchling, not too powerful by itself, but it usually comes with its brothers and sisters. Do you have... Okay, it's lightning based. Oh, there is another one. Let's cleave it. And in Angband, dragons usually drop a lot of gold. I don't know if that's the same here or not. Okay, a lot of dragons. So they are spawning in mini hordes now, just like we saw the thief hordes. So I'm guessing some monsters spawn in larger groups, which would be fine. I don't know what level this dungeon is supposed to be, so I don't really know. I just don't know. Regular gloves, no. A lot of exploring. Why did we stop? At door. Okay, open the door. Okay, here's a little vault, it looks like. Imelba, the thief's light area effect hits Trilman for 20 light damage. Interesting that the thief uses light. You would think he eyes you and your belongings, then suddenly vanishes. Strange, why is your pack lighter? 44 encumbrance. What's our gold count? 143. I don't know. In Angband they steal from you. I'm blind, which is not good. Let's, something Mrs. Trilman. Yeah. Let's cleave. Oh, someone was there. Okay. Okay, so there's that on-screen health effect I was talking about. So we're going to pop our regen ability. I'm not in any danger of dying here, I don't think. But I am concerned about them being able to pick my pocket. Which I don't know if that's a thing in this game or not. Okay, we've killed Imelba the thief. We can cleave this last one. It should be nice and easy. So did you drop a name? You did. Yvetta the Brass Lantern. +6 defense, +6 ranged defense, +3 mental save, 15% disarm immunity, 20% stun immunity, 10% teleport immunity, +40 max life, +2 radius of light. That is incredible because currently it's basically us saying, okay, we're going to lose 1 point of health in order to pick up 6 defense, 6 range defense. All that seems really good. If we look in the character menu, our current defense is not that high. We have 5 defense and 5 ranged defense. So this literally will boost us up more than double what our current equipment is. So that's really, really good. Happy to see that. I guess that was probably the boss of this area. You know, it didn't occur to me by strolling through here, we skipped all the lore notes that we would have picked up. So I'm sorry for that, because now I don't know what the journal... Here's the journal, but I don't know what the whole story was. It's quiet down here and dark, very dark. I suppose I should have brought a lantern. It's funny because he literally just dropped a lantern for us. Our motto is to bring light into dark places, but I guess I should have thought about that in practical terms. I've cleared out pretty much all of this area, and there's not much left to explore beyond this last room. This adventuring stuff is quite lonely, I must say. I guess keeping this journal helps a bit. I miss home a lot now. I miss Falia. Maybe I should have said something to her about how I feel, but I guess running away on an adventure seemed easier. Puh, how brave of me. I'm not cut out for this paladin work. Here I am, alone in a horrible dark dungeon in an unknown land, without a single sound to keep me company beyond the scratchings of my own quill. Except for... So that's interesting. The thing that I assumed was a rogue did cast a light spell, so maybe it was a paladin. However, its flavor text said something about stealing from us, so I didn't expect it to be a paladin. And then add to that it said, and we, you know, it specifically references not having a lantern, but he dropped a lantern. It also expresses him being lonely, but they were accompanied by other creatures. So I don't really know what the deal with that was. We're going to continue checking this area, of course. Ooh, a glowing chest. Yes, open a glowing chest. It spawned enemies, but the chest was guarded. Yep. Another named Adubressa the Assassin is a male. Before you looms a pair of eyes, a glint of steel, death. Shadow Strike, necrotic aura, blurred mortality. Oh, I sure hope that doesn't mean he can't die. And keen senses. What level are you? Level 12, and we are still level 8. Well, the damage shield will kill the worms, so I'm not worried about that. We're going to focus our energy on the assassin. Focuses on weakness in Trilman's defense. Test the defense of Trilman. Misses Trilman. Okay. Wait a minute. I saw 124. What did that say? Trilman hits... Oh, okay, so we hit them for 124. Plus 2 nature damage. Does this deal nature damage? Plus 16 insidious poison. So he's probably poison resistant. That's why we only dealt 2 damage to him. What does cleave do now if we're not 2 tiles away? 91% damage. Yeah, not worth it. And I don't think that we get the... There doesn't seem to be a stun, so there's no reason for us to use that. We can confuse him. Maybe that will prevent him from using abilities. They did hit me. Or no, we hit them for 2 nature damage. That's our damage over time poison. And we're blind, and we will continue to just bash away at this thing. He seems to be regenerating health, it looks like. Oh no, that's my health bar. Okay, well good. We've taken care of everything. And we've gotten 2 more named items. Which makes me wonder if that worm mass was actually named as well, because it dropped a special item. Anyway, we got Cora Goldir, which is a mace, which I assume is a one-handed weapon, which we don't want. But, and it doesn't look that exceptional, if I'm being honest. Oh, plus 2 cunning, plus 2 willpower, telepathy, dragon, demon, major, demon, minor. So I'm guessing that would reveal those particular creatures in the area around us, even if we can't see them, is what I would guess. And then we have the Elm Totem of Cure Ailments, Dark Queller, Power 1. Plus 3% Dark Resistance, plus 25 Acid Penetration, plus 15% Darkness Penetration. Can be used to remove up to 1 poison or disease from a target. 100% chance to regen 2 equilibrium. I still don't know what equilibrium is. That doesn't seem interesting to us either as a melee user. And then we picked up the Great Maul, which probably can't rival our current weapon, which seems really, really good. So the damage output is just horrible, and it gives a bonus +9 light damage as opposed to our insidious poison. 10% damage against undead, +9 physical power, +3 con, +9% physical. That does seem good. +9 physical power, +3 EFF. Maybe that's... Oh, I don't know. I like having the accuracy, and it does boost strength and deals poison, where this is just +9 light damage, but it does deal 10%. We're not going to worry about it. Most of the times when I have questions and think I don't know about a weapon or whatever, we're just going to default to using whatever we already have, which is maybe nonsensical, but that's what I've got going for me. So, oh well, don't hate me. Oh, another named creature? The Possessed Male. He is the leader of a gang of bandits that killed the Shade of Corpul. However, it is obvious the Shade was merely displaced. It is now possessing the corpse of his killer. Born into magic. Okay. What are you? Just a thief. Okay. We're going to back up to this door just in case there's more enemies back here. A lot of times, especially in like Angband, these named boss type creatures, in fact he has the rank of boss, tend to come with a lot of additional enemies. So we're going to use our charge ability to back off to this so they can only come at us one at a time. So we're going to go ahead and charge, and we will charge away. Looks like we can't do that because it's yellow. Okay. +1 bleeds. Earth and Missile. Yeah, we're going to back out of his sight range, so he has to come to us. There he is. And we will just commence the beatdown, I guess. Oh, you're running away? Well, I have a cleave ability for that. Are you running? Is he a ranged character? He just doesn't want to be up close to us, I guess. And he's dead. That was easy, and we leveled up. Sludge Grip. These gloves are coated with a thick green liquid. That sounds delicious. +4 cunning, +4 willpower. Yeah, no, that's not really interesting to me. Poison resistance. We've been poisoned, but it's such a negligible thing. I'm not really worried about it. Iron Helm of Strength actually does look interesting, because this leather cap is not very interesting to me. Cleansing Iron Helm of Strength, +3 armor, which is great. +5% fatigue. I still don't know what fatigue does. +3 strength and 5% resistances. So yeah, we're definitely gonna pop that on our head there for that extra for the extra strength and armor. Anything else jumping out at me? No, thank you. None of that's particularly interesting. So we'll head in here, clean up any of his minions that are still around. Rogue's Copper Ring. What rings are we wearing? Wizard's Ring and Corrosion. Okay. Rogue, +4 defense, +2 cunning. Well, that sounds a lot better than whatever the wizard one would be. Wizard, +2 magic, no. +4 spell save, no. Stun freeze. 1 life regen, I mean, is pretty negligible. I think we want the copper ring. I don't... Wizard's copper ring or person... No, I don't want the wizard's ring. I want the other one. Corrosion. We'll keep corrosion. Okay, any other minions? Doesn't look like it, so we'll go back to auto exploring. We don't want that. Door. Some more creatures. No names, just regular old monsters. This guy's putting up a fight. Skeleton warrior, level 7. You shouldn't be this tough. Why aren't you dead? Okay, nice and easy. Clear everything out. And we'll continue auto exploring, and we will leave this level. Is that it? Nowhere left to explore. So we'll pop our Rod of Recall once again, and we'll go back to town and sell our things, and then we will look for a new place to loot, because we're clearing the area, and those things are starting to be listed as not challenging to us. In fact, we leveled up again, so we should probably take care of that. 3 points, I think our strength is in a good spot. We'll leave it at 40 for a while we level up some other things. I think we'll put the other point in dexterity. Death Dance, spin around, that's right, that's the circular ability. I think we did want to cap out Fearless Cleave first, unless this is unlocked soon. What level are we? Level 9, I think. So we have a ways to go before we would get to this. We will just bump our Cleave again. You'll see our Cleave now basically does double damage when we take a step, and when we don't take a step, it still deals 98% weapon damage. So if we're in front of 3 enemies, we can hit all 3 of them for 100% weapon damage in the span of 1 turn, which is really good. So, like that. What level is this? 16? No. Heavy armor training would increase our armor again, as well as our armor hardness, but we already had very good armor hardness, as well as pretty good armor values. Physical power by 39 up to, so 13 extra physical power, which increases our damage, I believe, and then we get a flat increase to our damage as well of 7% when we're using swords, axes, or maces. Cunning / survival. I don't think these are very interesting. See creatures in a 5 radius, even outside of light. It's not telepathy, limited by line of sight. Yeah, I don't think I want that. This prevents physical ailments. Thick skin is a flat 4% reduction to damage, damage taken. We haven't even been using this one. I think we just put the point in weapon mastery to get that little bit of increased damage output. I'm wondering if there are more generic trees that we're going to be able to get into at some point. Over here it lists some, which I believe we can unlock. Talent category known. You have no class talent point. Well, let's take a point out and see if we can... Prerequisites not met. Oh, that needs level 10 anyway. Let's look at something a little lower. Shield defense, talent category known, prerequisites. So we don't know these talent categories. We can unlock them as the game goes on. Can we unlock additional things here or not? Because it's looking like we're going to max this out. We're going to max this out. And then we're going to have to start putting them in our racial. Because like the dagger, the light armor, and the thick skin don't interest me at all. Most of these aren't very interesting. You know, I'm just going to end up dumping points into the dwarf things, I think. But whatever, that's fine. Max out our cleave, and we will save the changes for now. So we just had a flat increase to our damage. If we look, accuracy 41, damage 66 with a plus 11. Seems pretty good. I mean, I don't know what we should be doing at this level, but it seems pretty good to me. So I think that we will sell our things. Again, I don't think there's anything here that's really interesting to me, so we're just going to sell all of it, even if that may be the wrong choice. We're just going to mash enter here, sell all these items. We've got quite a lot of gold at this point. We should look into buying some new things, but honestly, I don't know if their stock ever resets, because none of this is really interesting to me. When wielded worn, I guess these are for socketing later in the game, if we find things that can be socketed. But we don't have any gear currently that would let us do that. Bows we don't want. I mean, there's got to be something worth buying around here. Iron armor. We would want spiked armor to keep up our damage bonus. None of that's really interesting to me. Spiked steel plate. 10 damage plus 4 armor. If we look at this comparison, it would be 5 more armor than what we're currently wearing. Plus 2 defense. Increased fatigue, unfortunately, by quite a lot. Damage when hit melee, we would do 1 less damage in melee, and we would get 1 extra fire resistance. So that does seem pretty good because it's a shift from mail to plate. I don't know what fatigue does in the game. I assume that it increases the rate that we lose stamina, which is not great because it's 10% more. I think we're going to buy this, although odds are good that as soon as I buy this, we're going to find something better, because that's usually how this goes. Yeah, we'll buy it, because why not? Why not? It's a little bit more durability, like I said, and I just think that is fine. So we're going to wield that. We're going to wear that, rather, and we will sell the item we just took off. And, yeah, I think we're probably going to call the episode here. And, yep. Not as exciting an episode as I wanted, but it's acceptable. So for now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I, of course, will be back with more ToME in the near future, and I will see you in the next episode.